Hey friends, Dr. Christy here, and I just wanted to talk tonight about heartburn, the most common causes that I find in my office, and the most common solutions that are easy to handle. Number one, most people tend to think that if you have heartburn, you actually have too much stomach acid, and so you take a Tums or you get a prescriptive like omeprazole or something that's an antacid. More commonly, I actually find that the opposite is true. When you have too low of stomach acid in your system, the lower esophageal sphincter and your diaphragm don't get the message. It's a neurofeedback mechanism that tells it neurologically to close and hold the acid that's in your stomach because you need it there for digestion. But if it's actually too low, that sphincter doesn't get the message and it doesn't stay shut. So your stomach acid stays in the stomach. If it doesn't get that message, it stays open or it stays kind of lax and floppy, and then whatever acid you do have in your stomach splashes up and you can feel that in your esophagus. Sometimes it's referred to as GERD. Either way, more commonly than too high of stomach acid, I find too low of stomach acid is an issue. Like I said, this seems very counterintuitive to most people, but try it. If you have heartburn, I have a quick test for you to determine at home if you are one that has too low of stomach acid or too high of stomach acid. Because even if too low, that hypochlorhydria is more common in my experience. It doesn't mean that the hyperchlorhydria doesn't exist. You can be one of those people that just has too high of stomach acid, in which case baking soda water or some kind of antacid would actually be beneficial for you. So this is the test to do. If you tend to have burning or acid reflux or heartburn after a meal, first off, after a meal is a sign that it's more likely hypochlorhydria, too low of stomach acid, than the opposite issue. Tending to be true, if you have too high stomach acid, it will be more burny, GERD-like, heartburn-like before a meal. That aside, whenever you have a meal, here's your test. Sit down with that meal and have a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in your water or some lemon juice in your water, and eat that meal then with that, or drink that right before your meal. If you have high stomach acid, that will make it worse. If you have too low a stomach acid, that will make it better. So think about that logically. The lemon juice or that apple cider vinegar is very acidic, and so if you're putting more acid into your system, if it makes everything worse, then congratulations, you're one of the small percentage that actually does have too high of stomach acid, in which case baking soda water or some kind of antacid would be beneficial for you. There's many other ways to achieve that outside of standard medical practices. That could be a separate video. But for right now, you can have the perspective to know that would be the issue for you. If that lemon juice water or apple cider vinegar water actually makes it better and you go, oh yeah, that was actually quite settling to the indigestion and the heartburn, you have too low a stomach acid. And that is usually settled with digestive enzymes or just taking HCl or things of that nature. One more thing before I conclude this video, and I will follow up with a separate video on this hopefully tomorrow. And one of the most common things that I find when people have heartburn, especially when it's related to low stomach acid, is a hiatal hernia. This is where part of the stomach goes above the diaphragm and it pinches the stomach a little bit, and so then therefore whatever acid is in the stomach gets squished up and splashes up into the esophagus. Quite unpleasant, but most people don't even know that they have that happening because it's sliding. You look it up on the internet, there are surgical varieties. That's not the kind we're talking about. The kind that are most common are sliding. So some days it's up, some days it's down. This can be related to stress. It could be related to something that you ate. Lots of things can impact this. But I'll show you a video tomorrow on how to correct this on a partner or what you can do on yourself if you think that you might have this issue. Any questions? Drop them below. Subscribe if you want to hear more tips, and I hope you have a great day.